Alright, so before we start, I want to point this out. I know this video is a little bit late. It's already been like, what, a couple of days ago since the trailer came out and stuff with this thing. So I might be a tad bit late to the party with this one. But I still wanted to do it because, heck, it's definitely a very interesting thing that came up. And it's kind of a video that I haven't seen anyone truly talk about. Mostly because this is definitely exciting and stuff. And to be fair, I just want to do this video because I feel like it's a best prediction. However, I also want to make this clear is to note that this is again just a prediction, and I really do not know how to really respond to this because this might be the best interesting thing that could happen to Pokemon. And as the title suggests, we might be getting brand new Pokemon types. Keyword might, because who knows. But anyways, welcome to Pokemon Theories, and today we'll be talking about why that is the case, why is that connected to the legendaries, and also do a little bit of side note. This video will also kind of explain also why this is even the case and what's the true theming of Scarlet and Violet. Because to be fair, it's really on the nose, but it definitely enters a gateway to a whole lot of new theories that not even just this, but a bunch of other actual theories. Like, for some reason, people are thinking that the Ultra Beasts may be coming back, which I kind of guess. I don't know if they're ever going to pull that thing off. That would be awesome if they did. But today we're going to talk about one thing that I feel like no one has been talking about, which makes sense because it's kind of a oofy. But I do want to talk about it because I really want to, and it also kind of helps explain what's been going on. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is literally look at the brand new legendaries themselves, which, by the way, I gotta say, this is probably one of the most badass looking legendaries I can see. Like I said before, I think I would probably get Violet. Now I'm guaranteeing it because holy crap, this gotta be one of the best legendary. Hell, I already made weird fan art, as you can see. Now the reason why I brought you all to the official Pokemon website is because one major thing being, of course, the thing about the legendaries. So before we begin, I'm not going to read this crap because I'm not really going to try to read that. I am terrible with Pokemon names, so you're just going to have to read on your own. You're done? Okay. So anyways, these two legendaries, jokingly speaking, grace the covers of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet respectively. I don't know why they put grace, but okay. I mean, it makes sense with legendaries. Blah, 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 you meet these guys and things. These two Pokemon have said to have power far past those of other Pokemon, but the details about these guys are still shrouded in mystery. And yeah, it definitely is, and here's actually a reason why. This is because, in the show example, I go back to Spring Teiko, or however you pronounce him, being, of course, the Wii Cat we all know and love. The reason why I'm showing all this is this basically showed us the category, the typing, the height, the weight, and ability. And you may have noticed, the legendaries don't have that. Here's another better example, being, of course, the new Pokemon Smoliv, which is literally a Olive and stuff. And actually kind of a cute one. I even did fan art of that too. Don't ask why. But anyways, you see, the reason why I bring this all up is because even the newer one that was introduced along with the trailer has typing. But the legendaries don't, and don't even have a category or whatever. Oops, sorry. So what you might be wondering is the fact, Foxcat, where are you going at with this? Well, that's because something intrigued me with that thing, being, of course, the typing. Now, the rest of the stuff is pretty straightforward, and stuff with what they are and how they motion. And there's even theories on how the fact that the legendaries could become vehicles, which I personally not only do agree with that theory, but I jokingly do want to see that. That would be hilarious. It's not like we don't use Pokemon riding before. I mean, that happens even in Alola and technically also in like freaking Legends Arceus. So it would be hilariously awesome if these legendaries become literally badass motorcycle. And it does look like that, especially with the first one, because the first one definitely has a wheel that spins and stuff. And there's even like more connection to it than meets the eye. But we're not going to talk all too much about it. I'm not going to get into the whole fruit and symbolism thing. You can go ask freaking GP Reed, because apparently pretty much he called it with the whole future and past thing. Literally, I'll send links down in the description down below if you guys want to check out his Pokemon theory videos on more on that. However, the reason why I'm bringing all this up is because there's one big mystery that caught me off guard, being that these Pokemon's typing has not been revealed. So, if I had to quickly predict, if we're going if you know where I'm going with this, if the typing is not what this theory video is about, it could be like seeing both of them. I think one of them will be, the violet one will be electric and steel type due to its unique thing, and the other one will be ground and rock, or fire and rock. But also possibly dragon, because they both look like freaking dragons. And let's be real, their design seemed also to be based off of dinosaurs, especially the scarlet one. However, there is reason why I'm bringing all this up now, because today's video I want to ask the question: could the reason why these Pokemon types are being hidden is because the fact that these Pokemon could have brand new types that are going to be introduced to the game, and more specifically, types that people have been wanting, which is the technology type, or the techno type, or the fact or fossil type. Now, you might be thinking, Floxcat, that sounds completely insane, which I understand. In fact, there's also a lot of negatives for that whole of that theory, which we'll get into later. But here's the thing. I deeply believe that is the case for a few notions. The first theory is actually on the professors and stuff, and pretty much the whole theming of the game. And I just want to show the professors to prove more point that, yeah, they're not joking with the whole future and past thing. Like I said before, pretty much GP Reed, if you have seen his videos, predicted it. Which is kind of true, because if you guys have not seen the first reveal trailer, they show a case where the clock is going cuckoo, no pun intended, like it's spinning around. It looks like something Dialga or Celebi would do. But it has been revealed, kind of, that this whole thing is future and past. Hell, even surprisingly enough, again, I don't remember the professor's names, so I'm not going to pronounce it. But believe it or not, their names mean past and future. Which, fun fact, that is the first time they never named a professor after a tree. Which is definitely probably has some purpose. In fact, I'm actually probably next time do a theory video on these two later, because I have some suspicions on them. But that's a theory video for another time. But I want to point that out because past and future is the biggest thing in this generation and stuff. The second theory is second part I wanted to showcase is, of course, freaking Xerneas itself. And P.S., by the way, I don't know what's going on here. It's not showing pictures and stuff, although it is showing ads. I'm going to click and click to get rid of these ads. So, reasons. But believe it or not, it was the first Pokemon to be revealed in Generation 6. There we go. My bad, I'm literally blanking on it. However, if I can even showcase it, let me just get rid of these, is the fact that, believe it or not, when they were first revealed, their typing was never revealed at all. In fact, I think there's even trivia on this one too, but it is crude. Like, it was literally, its typing was never revealed. And no, I don't think it says this, but it is true that happened. I also want to point this out that there's also this, which is not real type. It was just added in for reasons. However, the reason why I'm pointing this out is the fact that, believe it or not, to show proof, unrevealed types. On official material, was donated and not revealed, leading up to the release of X and Y. His typing was listed to the actual type was revealed as fairy. So Sylveon can also counter that. So pretty much, yeah, and that is proof right there. Like, there's tons of other proof. And why is this image not showing? Oh yeah, the back end fetch failed. Whatever, blah blah blah. I wish I could jokingly show it. I don't know why. I guess it's fine. Oh boy. Well, you know what I mean. You can look it up, but it is true fact. Anyways, my long story short point is that these types have not been revealed. However, I do need to point out that it's not like the first time this has happened. In the case of even the first time in Generation, believe it or not, Generation 7 and 8 did the same thing, which is one of the biggest holes because Zamazenta and however the fuck you Zan, whatever the fuck you call that sword dog guy. Literally, day 2, we had to wait until their typing was revealed in Pokemon Sword and Shield. And, of course, also Magirna, but that was, like, in a movie kind of thing, and we didn't know it, and it already looked like a Steel Fairy thing, so it's not like it mattered, blah, blah, blah. However, the reason why I'm bringing all this up, though, towards these new legendaries is because I really believe that these guys might be the new introduction to something that Pokemon fans wanted for a long time. For those who do not know or have not kept up with the Pokemon fandom, after, of course, the introduction of Fairy type and literally for any typing, literally Pokemon fans jokingly wanted new types. Heck, there's even like tons of other typings other than technology and freaking fossil that many people wanted. For example, they wanted sound type, which is actually the most common type they wanted, a light type, which we actually kind of got with fairy typing, and blah blah blah. Heck, I will send down a link in the description down below that explains mainly why some of these typings may not work. Hell, I thought I was the only person, like back before when I was little, I always wanted something called the blood type. And it turns out that even this video I'll send down below, even jokingly actually comments on that, which I will blame them because the answer is simple, right in for fucking mature. But still, I didn't expect that's like a rare type kind of bullshit there. But anyways, my point is, the reason why I'm bringing all this up is, other than sound type, the other two types that have been highly requested was, of course, techno type and fossil type. The reason why is there's a tons of Pokemon that fits that bill. There's a tons of fossil Pokemon that fit the bill with fossil because, well, fossil Pokemon. And of course, there's tons of Pokemon, especially Porygon, fits the cyber or the techno type, or whatever you want to call it. However, as you guys pretty much know where I'm going with this, while I do believe it might be a case, especially since how Violet and Scarlet is definitely becoming the Pokemon game many fans of all kind wanted for a while, becoming a literally open world freaking Legend of Zelda thing, even more so than freaking Arceus. It's pretty clear that I have a gut feeling that this is what Pokemon Company wants. Because they never actually showcased the legendaries that much like that. I remember, and I could be wrong with this because it's been a long time, you probably can hopefully use the Wayback Machine if they even do this type of function, but I don't think I remember seeing Zamazenta and its other counterpart anywhere in Sword and Shield's thing because they never really focus on those two legendaries that much. This is a different case because they clearly talks about the legendaries being a somewhat major role with that. Now, like I said, there's a bunch of holes with it, including some that many people never thought of. And the first biggest hole is the fact that the typing comes with many problems. The biggest being it has to balance. That's actually the reason why we don't get our fan favorite typing, because there's gotta be a balance of elements. That's the whole point of elements in other series besides Pokemon. In fact, to give you an example, the first 4 classical elements, Earth, Fire, Water, and Wind, can all neutralize each other, with the only section being Ether, because Ether is like the god element. Like, literally, the point is, it's supposed to be, and correct me if I'm wrong with this, but it kind of shows proof. Water damages fire, fire burns wind goes around earth, and earth absorbs water. I think that's how it goes. Don't hold me to it, but you get my point, because all of it is neutralized. I really forgot how that goes. But the point is, every series has a neutralized element that neutralizes. Sure, there's some that somewhat breaks the formula. I know a few, and even some that create other elements that make zero sense, like freaking Adventure Time. But the point is, you have to have a balance with the elements. That's actually how Pokemon works. And I don't see how technology, the Techo type or the Fossil type would work with that balancing. Because even then, they also got their 2 issues as well, even if you're introducing them. The first issue with fossils is pretty clear. We already got a type for that, the rock type and ground type. Because even like Cubone, jokingly speaking, it may consider be the bone type from Rusty's Adventure, but let's be real, is a ground type, so even then, and the fossil Pokemon are contained to the rock type. That also even throws a curveball, because believe it or not, there's so far only 4 fossil Pokemon that no longer has the frickin' rock type, which is actually the my favorite combined fossils in Galar. You know the one I'm talking about. Galar. You know the ones I'm talking about. Sorry, I repeat that. And really, it does cause balancing issues, because how would the fossils play? Like, will they still be weak to water? Will they still have the effects like ground rock type? Could it be strong against rock type for some fucking reason? I don't know. Cyber type is a similar case. However, it also got a few extra flaws with that. The first reason why it has its extra flaws is this. Which is this thing. Yeah, not like the cat girl thing. I know this looks stupid, but just bear with me here. So pretty much, if you guys know, this is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. So why am I even bringing all this up? And what this has to do with the typing? Well, the answer is pretty straightforward if this thing was cleared. And I think you already saw this, so I don't know. And that is if this thing can... Oh my god, this thing does not have a good... thing. There we go. The Cyburst type, which is kind of like it's not really like the attribute. It's kind of weird how Yu-Gi-Oh works, but you probably see where I'm going with this. And that is because series already did that. Now, I'm not jokingly saying that Pokemon can't copy that crap, because really, you don't own the elements. The elements is like copyright-free crap, but I feel like that might lead into a fucking lawsuit, is where I'm going with the whole techno type. In fact, I'm kind of surprised that no one ever really talked about that, because literally it's not even Yu-Gi-Oh, just Yu-Gi-Oh, even though ironically they beat them to the punch with the whole Cyburst monsters. It's also the fact when you consider Digimon, and that could be even more worse with that. However, as well, there are also some other more actual reasons why frickin' Techno-type would not work. Again, it's because of the typing already be done, being steel and electric, especially electric. Even though I will argue, even with my brother, that, to me, electricity could be both, being technology and the frickin' sky thing, but of course, my brother will say it'll be separate. But that's kind of the point, because what is electricity? Electricity isn't just something that comes from the fucking ground from lightning. It could be literally stuff that runs your computer. Which is why I truly believe, even though it is a guaranteed hope, I do truly believe that this might not be the case because there's a lot of evidence that boiled this down. For one, obviously Zamazenta and, even Magirna and the other dog guy already did that before, and their typings were just typings we originally already had up to that point. Second of all, is because the typing is unbalanced, especially since there's already Pokemon elements that already use that typing. And finally, just to be safe, I feel like there might be a lawsuit because I remember there's also another game that involves Fossil Monsters dinosaur thing, and who knows what Digimon would do to fire up a firecracker up Game Freak's butt. But you get my point. Like, it's very unlikely that is the case. But it could be possible. Like I said, there's no copyright to freaking elements. And as long as they don't go too far to make it the freaking, especially the other Pokemon, the freaking Violet one, to not like freaking Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Digimon, I think we could get that typing clear. Even though, ironically, I just saw on Twitter a couple days ago saying that they rip off the freaking Pokemon from a Xyz monster, which, yeah, it looks like that. But really, it's just coincidence. But really, I have a gut feeling that might not be the case. But there are still some hope. Hell, there's even a bizarre new hope that there is still a new typing coming with a new gameplay mechanic, as shown hintly towards the end of the Pokemon trailer, of the recent trailer being diamonds and stuff, which many people are predicting with the symbol being in the Japanese as usual, being that is a new crystal type thing and we get a fur typing. I mean, I don't know. I'm going more to a safe bet that there is something to do with that crystal, but I'm going to a safe bet that that is not the case. Only because I don't really see how the mechanic will work on that. But we'll have to see for sure. And even then, I wouldn't say it would be a new typing. I would say it's probably a new form that is completely balanced to that of the Gigantamax and the freaking Mega Evolgens and the Z Crystals. But we'll have to flip and see. We don't know. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Yeah, there's not much to say about this theory, but let's just hope that doesn't leave Game Freak into a lawsuit. That's the only jokeable thing I can say. Anyways, snapping out of here, bye.